Hello and welcome to See If It Sticks, the podcast which prepares before we go on air and then we solve your first world problems. I am Dan.
I am Blip.
And I'm Ross.
Well,
I knew who was presenting this week. I think it was only you that didn't.
I think it was only me that did.
Yeah, because Sam pointed at himself and then we just both went, whoop.
Whoops. How's your week been, Blip?
It's been Blip. No, it's been okay. Sorry, I couldn't make it last week. I had a pressing engagement.
Yes. And
we'll have them.
Have they all been removed?
Yes, they have.
Excellent. Did you have to shave anything afterwards to make sure they didn't come back?
No, it's fine. They're all gone, drained, and also sewn back up. So
drained. That's such a lovely
it's
expression.
Fine.
Isn't it?
I listened to last week's. It's not very often that I'll listen to one that I'm not on, but I listened to last week's.
How did you find it?
I was most impressed with young
I've
Maddie.
gotten used to that. It's a bit weird to start with. It's like watching someone have a go on your missus, isn't it? Early on. But
I don't know, mate. I've never tried.
But I've gotten used to people having a go on my missus. No, I've gotten used to listening because I've been away so much. So.
It's just I just don't generally do it because
can't not listen because I chop it together and put it online.
Yeah.
So.
But the name intrigued me this week. I wanted to know why there was an octopus and why he was having a pizza party.
And why Dan was so passionate about it.
It was a pizza problem, but octopus argument. So I was doubly entertained. I'm just really unhappy that you did that problem while I wasn't here because we all know how much I love a pizza.
Well, hopefully the problem today is going to intrigue you just as much. We can quite try and shoehorn some octopodes in there as well.
No, it's not just about. It wasn't about the octopodes. It was about the.
Are you going to get all serious about the octopus?
I was thinking on the way home after that podcast, though, being an octopus would be the optimum animal for eating a pizza, wouldn't it? Because you could have one slice in each hand.
Yeah,
it's true.
There's the ultimate pizza eating species.
Do you not want to eat one piece of pizza at a time? Then you want to eat all of them, but then
you can hold them all and just have them ready to go.
Now imagine you go to a pizza party.
You have a load of crusts left at the end. It's the worst bit.
Imagine you go to a buffet that has pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can take more than the other people.
Yeah.
The octopus has evolved to eat pizza as a primary source of nutrition, but in the last few thousand years, they've moved to the sea.
Do they have trouble with chicken nuggets because they only come in 6 and 9s, don't they?
Did you not do? The Great Octopus Human War of the sort of 200 BC?
We didn't cover that. No, the octopus always eats nuggets in 6s because he needs to have 2 sources to hold.
Of course he does, yeah.
Oh, yes! Which 2 sources does he hold?
Barbecue and ketchup.
Hey! Correct answer.
Szechuan.
I would like to taste that Szechuan sauce.
Yeah, I want to know what the fuss is all about. You had some, didn't you?
Szechuan sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of.
So you can't sort a brother out then?
No.
No, okay.
Unless I've got loads of sweet chili downstairs if you want it.
Oh, okay, I get you.
Which you could mix with a little bit of brown to make it look like Szechuan sauce.
Oh, I got you.
I see.
Yeah, we do things properly here.
Yeah.
Like the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very prepared. We've got some mail this week, right?
Yes, we do.
You guys have got some mail. Dom, let's go for your one first.
Mine is a tweet from the man himself, Lardy Basto, who actually has just proposed to his lady love.
A Lady Basto?
And she said
Lady
yes.
Basto.
So congratulations, Lord and Lady Basto. Soon to become Mr. and Mrs. Basto. Right. This is from Twitter.
Do you know, maybe they could get a mortgage from Basto Eves.
So he's tweeted us at See If It Sticks, for anybody that wants to tweet us.
That is our Twitter handle.
With the words Dom ? And it's retweet or I don't know. I'm not good with the Twitters. So he's basically linked a tweet of someone who has taken a picture at the celebration of, for some reason, you know, Harry Potter's son was supposed to be going to school on the 1st of September. And a bunch of people flooded King's Cross Station, annoying the fuck out of everyone who wanted to catch a train, to stand next to a wall that says 9 3/4.
Surely it wouldn't matter, would it? Because they'd be on a different platform to everybody else.
No,
they're on the same fucking platform.
They're spread across platforms 9 and 10.
How can they be? No, 9
3/4 is in between 9 and 10.
They'd be on platform 9 3/4, wouldn't they?
No, they're facing a wall with a plaque that says 9 3/4 on it.
Yeah.
Fucking annoying every fucker. And they've all got their hands up in the air. And basically the picture is of a crowd. And there's a guy in the forefront of the picture that looks a bit like me with glasses.
Was it you?
It was not.
Are you sure?
If it was me, it'd be me barreling through the crowd with a trolley. Because I said...
Trying to run at the wall.
Yeah. Well, this is what I said to Jem. I said, if I was there, what I would have done is got like a load of old looking trunks, stick them on one of the modern looking trolleys and just run at the crowd going, get out of the fucking way! And just smash into the thing and go, look at that, it's not real now, fuck off!
Or we can Jay and Silent and Bob it, and I'll walk in with some metal music and you can mosh in the middle.
I can imagine that if you ran into a crowd of people at a train station with a load of old looking trunks on a trolley, you would probably get shot before you got to the plaque, because they would think that you are running in there to blow the fucking place up.
That's true.
You are slightly bearded.
That's true.
Yes, you are.
See, this is the thing, like, because where Jem lives, I go into London a fair amount, and I've noticed the step up. Because we went to the British Museum, I had to go through a checkpoint, like a proper security checkpoint to get into the museum.
Dodgy.
No, everyone has to do it.
I didn't last time I went, but that's because I was naked though, and so they could see that I had nothing on me.
Well, I'll tell you where I noticed it most recently. Walking around Bluewater, I couldn't find anywhere to throw my rubbish. All the bins are gone.
Oh yes, they have taken a lot of the bins away.
That's actually an environmental thing, because if you eat it, it's better for the environment.
If I eat what?
Your rubbish.
I'm not going to eat my rubbish, am I? It was a plastic cup.
Yeah.
Did you know this, Ross? I eat all the wrappings for everything.
Yeah. They're all edible now, are they?
Yeah. Blue Water.
Cellular
Blue Water. They only serve edible wrapping.
Yeah.
All right.
One of the first places in Europe. I believe.
They're pioneers, aren't they?
Pioneers.
So they've removed all of the money from their bin infrastructure and put it all into the bathroom infrastructure for the increased amount of fibre.
And the
plastic.
And the plastic, yeah. The toxic plastic.
Yeah, the toxic plastic. Did you know that Blue Water is an incredibly inefficient building to run, because they have...
they got the water viaducts, haven't they?
They have 5 or 7 pumps running 24 hours a day, and they're fuck-off big pumps underneath Blue Water pumping all the water out, because it's constantly filling up.
Oh, right. It's constantly,
I've been down there, because I used to work at a restaurant in Blue Water.
Yeah.
I've been down to the basement level.
Been down to see where the bodies are kept.
Yeah, pretty much. It's where we got most of our meat. It pumped loads, and it just pumps constantly water out, because obviously it's chalk.
Yeah, so it just seeps
chalk
through.
Is incredibly porous, and Blue Water is.
They must have thought about that before they built it.
Well, no,
surely.
because they just wanted to do it because it was cool, and it was the heyday of it was the late 90s, wasn't it? So everyone was shitting money.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to say, but a lot of these places do disregard that. In Canterbury, the Sainsbury's superstore in Canterbury, my dad was working, before he was in the fire brigade, he was working for a construction company, and they did a lot of the surveys on the site, which they put the Sainsbury's supermarket.
Well, that floods quite a lot, doesn't it? That
floods
area?
Quite a lot. So when Dad was doing all the surveying for it, he said that it's going to flood a shitload, and they pretty much ignored that. And now every year it floods.
Location is key.
Right next to the river. And also, because Sainsbury's in Canterbury is now, I think it's listed or something, because it was the first supermarket to have no pillars holding up, like in interior pillars holding.
It's got all those zigzags on the roof, isn't it?
Yeah. So it was like a first.
It's listed for that.
First of its kind. Yeah.
Really?
But
in the UK or in the world?
But I don't know. But the thing is that the way that it's built, the other recommendation was that if you build it like this, as soon as you get more than a couple of inches of snow, the roof is probably likely to collapse.
Yeah.
So now they've had to spend all this money on basically what the Sainsbury's superstore in Canterbury has is, it has for probably a month out of the year half the car park, which is unusable because the river floods, and then it's got a little tent over its actual roof, which has had to be supported separately from the actual roof, because if it snows or you get really heavy rainfall, the fucking thing will cave in.
Okay.
There you go. So, you spend the money to put the thing there, ignore all the advice, and then have to spend more money, millions of pounds.
But it's probably still in the green. It's probably still better for them to have to do that, deal with all that shit, and have that location than to be somewhere else.
The problem is they can't knock it down now, I don't think. That's the big issue. They can't really do lots of work on it because...
Turn it into a water park.
That wouldn't be hard.
An open roof water park.
Wouldn't be hard. just get a trolley and run it into the car park. And that'd be basically it.
There you go.
Buy some avocados, put them on your feet.
But mate, that'd be an expensive ride.
Yes, avocados aren't cheap.
Yeah. And you'd have to wait like 3 to 4 days in sunlight before you could actually go on the ride.
Yeah.
You have to ripen avocados.
Oh, yeah, they take ages, don't they? Yeah. Okay. I understand the joke now.
They are nommy, though. They are...
I don't like them.
I'm not a big fan of avocados.
Oh, avocado and chicken, sweet chili.
I find
You're obsessed with sweet chili.
Am I?
You like a bit of sweet chili. You mentioned it a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I like sweet chili.
The thing that I find with avocado is like if someone said to me, like if an alien landed on this planet and they were asking me to describe things, and they say, what is red? And I would say red is a bright colour. It often, expresses anger sometimes or passion. And then they said, describe what is nothing. And I would say, eat an avocado because that's what they taste like.
I wonder where you were going with that.
They taste like nothing. It's the fruit.
No, they're tasty.
Is it a fruit or is it a vegetable?
It complements chicken.
It's a vegetable.
Very well.
Vegetable. It's the vegetable equivalent of
Oh no, it's a fruit because it
has a stone. Yeah.
It's a fruit. It's the fruit equivalent of like doing, like where you get a really big fart build up and you think it's going to be hilarious, 1, and smelly, 2, and then it's just one of those little things, and it comes out, doesn't make a noise, and it doesn't even make an impact. No one notices. You're at a party and you rip a big one, and no one cares. That's avocado. That's every day for an avocado.
Okay.
Dan finds something to be passionate about every week.
Yeah, he really does. And this week it's one of his oddest. I must admit.
What does the other half think on avocados? I bet she loves them, right?
She eats them.
Yeah. All right.
Although I must say, we made a cake.
An avocado cake?
With avocado. It wasn't a cake. It was like a dessert thing. When Maddie was having some stomach issues and we were sort of avoiding wheat and gluten and things like that. And so we made this dessert with you sort of pulped some avocado and pulped some bananas and things like that. And it was kind of like a strange sort of cheesecakey sort of thing.
That does not sound pleasant.
It was the strangest thing I've ever eaten. It had all the nothingness of avocado, all the tastiness of banana, and it had cocoa in it as well. But there was no chocolate in it. It was just pure cocoa
powder,
mixed in with this stuff. It was just sort of one of these bizarre things. It's a bit like, we also made sort of a few months after that, that stuff that they drink, eggnog.
Yeah.
Like alcoholic
I've never had eggnog.
Now, eggnog's another one of those things. It's something that the same as this sort of dessert we made, that I had some of it and thought, that's weird. And then I put it in the fridge, but then I find myself every 5 minutes going back to get more of it.
Yeah. That's what I find with eggnog. When I drink eggnog, I'm like, I don't overly enjoy eggnog. I'll have some more.
Yeah. I drank far more eggnog when we made eggnog than anyone should drink. There was probably an entire carton. There was probably an entire coop's worth of eggs inside me by the end of it.
A coop.
Yeah. I was so full. I felt sick afterwards.
I've never had it. I've never had it. Is it pleasant?
We'll make a load this year.
And I'll have some.
It's basically like drinking boozy custard. Really,
yeah, it's
nice. Creme anglaise.
Creme anglaise. Yeah,
it's basically like creme anglaise with rum in it.
What booze do you put in it? Rum.
I think we put rum in it.
Or can you put any sort of booze in it?
I think there is a specific booze you're supposed to use.
I think it's like any sort of brown liquor, whiskey.
You could have whiskey in it.
Rum.
Oh, whiskey. Yeah.
I'm almost positive we put rum in it, but don't quote me on that.
Boozy whiskey custard.
Yeah, it's basically like drinking boozy creme anglaise.
That sounds awesome.
It's good stuff.
Get me some eggnog, snap.
Yeah. This year when we make it, I'll get you guys round. We can drink a load of eggnog together.
Have a bit of an eggnog off.
Yeah, yeah.
A nog off.
A nog off. Have a nog off.
That sounds erotic.
I'll nog off. You've got some...
have a nogging good time.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and you're going to make me read this, aren't you? So I'm going to start.
All opinions expressed on this program are Ross's and Ross's alone.
I was going to say exactly the same thing, but say they weren't. I'll see if it sticks, but fuck you. This is once again from Lardy Basto from Planet Thanet. He says, afternoon love trunctions.
Ooh, I like that love truncheon.
Yeah, I love trunctions. Following the pizza discussion, you know when the little dude on the bikes have a sign saying drivers do not carry more than £10 in cash, but I've just given you £25 for my fucking pizza, you lying prick. Is what he says.
Right.
I don't know.
That's a good point.
I don't know why this makes me
true.
so angry. It's just lies, obviously, isn't it? They don't want their drivers being mugged. More importantly, they want the money to get back to them.
It's like there's no tools kept in this van overnight.
Yeah,
I know every van that has that on.
Yeah.
There's tools in it.
Of course they do. What fucking builders not lazy?
Bringing in their fucking toolbox.
Maybe they should start putting that sign on the side of those like Securicor trucks that do the money pickups.
There are no cash.
Drivers don't carry more than £5 in change.
I always leave my wallet on the passenger seat and then park it up.
Yeah.
I'm terrible for it.
He's trying to get your car broken into.
Yeah, because when I get my wallet, there's nothing in it.
There's a guy that I used to work with called Lee who had one of those. He crashed his car and then he bought one of those Fiat Cinquecento.
Yeah.
Cinquecento.
Horrible things with the flat backs.
Yeah. And he picked me up. We went to the pub one day. He was the bakery manager at Sainsbury's, sort of early in my time there. And he picked me up to go to the pub one day, and we got into the Sainsbury's car park where he wanted to get money out, and he pulled several handbrake turns in this little thing around the car park of the store that he worked at.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't the best idea. And then when we got out to go and get money out, he swung his door open with such force that you probably would have taken it off, and then just left it open in the pouring rain. And then he drove us up to the pub, and he left the keys in it. We got to a car park that was just around the corner from the pub. He left the keys in it, left the door open, and just left it there for the night. And he's just said that it's so shit that no one is ever going to steal it. And
You say that, some kids would probably take it for a joyride.
well, no, because the thing is that he just kept doing. He said that he just started doing more and more elaborate things to see if anyone would steal it, and no one ever did.
No.
End of the night, he walked back around the corner. I got a text. He was like, "Car's still here."
Shit.
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It was a real piece of shit as well. He picked it up for like 50 quid. It had the bumper was hanging off and all sorts.
Amazing.
They're the best kind of cars. The cheap ones.
Fucking
Little bit
do
hanging
what
off.
you like with them.
That's it. I shall continue,
Yes, go on.
if I must. He says, anyway, you know when something is lost and people say, it's always in the last place you'd expect? Well, I was thinking, have any of you seen Maddie McCann? The last place I'd expect her to turn up was on the podcast that solves first world problems. Stranger things have happened. They haven't. Right, back in my box. Peace out, mighty peeps.
Right.
Introducing special guest on this week.
Yeah.
Let's not do these jokes.
No,
No, I don't know.
are we not laughing about this yet?
I don't know, really. I think it'd be fine if the whole thing was closed and they come to a conclusion. Then you can start making jokes.
Well, I thought
Because then you're making jokes at the process, not at the person.
Yeah.
Well,
Next time I shall omit it with a big black marker.
all I'm going to say is that what's something that I remind my girlfriend Maddie all the time, and that's that Maddie is an anagram of I'm dead.
Yes, it is.
That's all I'm going to say on that matter. I'm not that didn't necessarily pertain to that email, but
It's true.
just saying.
Just saying. Just putting it out there.
Just saying.
Thank you, Lottie Basto, for getting in touch as always.
A somber mood has come across us all. Right.
We've got a problem to solve this week, and it's from Jamie Linney.
Jamie Linney, Board Marshal of the Mudder.
Yeah, we've been going through the See If It Sticks Sack-O problems.
Sacco.
Dug down deep this week. Is this a fairly old one?
This is one we've had in here for a little while,
Yep.
but we'd like to space them out a little bit because, sometimes we do a Jamie Linney one, then we feel like we shouldn't do one for a couple of weeks. So, they need to be spaced
Give other
out.
people the limelight.
So Jamie's problem, he says, getting out of bed in the morning.
Well, that's the problem. That's it. Is that it?
My alarm goes off at 4:50 a.m. as I start work at 6 a.m. But many times, as I'm sure a majority of people do, I have that extra 5 minutes, which most times turns into at least half an hour, resulting in rushing around like a twat to get to work on time. Please give a solution which doesn't include the obvious second or third alarm, as this is too obvious and not a sticky solution. What can be done to get me out of bed straight away without waking neighbours or the other half if she's not working? Thanks from the Marshall.
Boxing gloves to the face.
The Wallace and Gromit bed where it tips up and slides you out.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
You can't fucking get back in bed then, can you?
And also, I will say, Jamie, that I wouldn't suggest a second or third alarm because I do that and I sleep through them all the time.
Yeah, same here.
I do that real dangerous thing where I turn off my alarm and I just shut my eyes for a second.
Oh.
And then I wake up an hour later.
You can't do that.
No, I do it all the time.
Unfortunately, I can't particularly relate to this.
No?
Because as Dan knows, I am quite the morning person.
Dom's body clock is something of a marvel. He can say that he needs to be up at 7:23 in the morning the next day.
And he'll just wake up.
And he will wake up at 7:22 and a half, giving himself 30 seconds to yawn, scratch his nuts, and stand up.
And drop a fart.
So the thing is, I'm also quite an evening person as well. Because I don't get...
You're just a person, Dom,
Do
aren't
you
you?
ever sleep?
You're just a person.
I do sleep. I mean, I normally... I
You have Odin sleep once a year.
once a year, I just hibernate. What happens is I go in like cycles of a few months. So I'll have like a couple of months where I don't sleep all that much. And then I will spend a week sleeping very deeply, very earlily, and getting up very early.
Very early.
Early.
See, I'm fine if I've had my 8 hours. If I've had 8 hours, I'm a morning guy. I'll get up and I'll be like, hey, everyone. No.
I do all right on 6 to 4.
But no, if anything less than 8, and I'm a grumpy bastard in the morning, I cannot get up. And that happens a lot in my job.
Yeah, no,
Getting 4 hours here and there.
I've always been one to get up. No, don't get me wrong. I've slept through alarms before, and I've also hit snooze before. Well, after a particularly heavy evening or something like that.
I'm really guilty of snoozing a lot.
You are a very slow waker upper.
If I know that I need to get out of bed at, say for example, really to get to work for 9 in the morning here, I need to kind of get out of bed and start making tea about 10 to 8. So I set my alarm. My first alarm goes off at 7:05.
I've changed recently. I used to do the 3 alarms. I used to have half hour before, 15 minutes before, and then on the time.
Yeah.
I need to get up. And I've gone onto that sleep cycle app.
Yes.
And I used to use it years ago, and I've gone back to it. And it seems to be the best way to wake me up.
It is good. But
and it snoozes the second you pick up the phone, so you don't hit dismiss.
Yeah.
And when you put it back down, it'll go off again.
My problem with it is that I sleep in a bed with my girlfriend.
Well, I'd sleep in bed with my girlfriend.
Do you still put it under the pillow?
No, it goes on the bedside table. And it works off the microphone. It works quite well. Because I'll like some mornings I'll wake up.
How do you know that it's not monitoring her though and not you?
Apparently it says in the instructions it doesn't monitor the other person in the bed. Right. It just monitors you.
Okay.
I don't know how it does it. It's witchcraft, but it seems to work because she can stir and it doesn't upset it. Whereas I'll stir and it will.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what they say the best sleep cycle is? Like a traditional human sleep cycle.
It's half an hour.
They did a study.
Go on.
Where they took a bunch of college students, research assistants, whatever, and did a sleep study. And essentially, it's going to bed around sort of about 8, 9 o'clock, then waking up again at midnight, being up for 4 hours, going to bed, and waking up again.
I've heard
6.
this.
Yeah, I've heard that you're supposed to sleep a little and often rather than...
Yeah, because obviously when we were sort of more, I don't know, early in morning, hunter-gatherer or even early agricultural cultures, societies, you get up early, but you'd finish work a lot earlier.
Yeah.
And so our bodies developed this thing where we would go to bed early, sort of as the sun went down, but then you get up again in the middle of the night, potter around for a while. It's probably when most people did their breeding as well. And
you always have your best ideas, don't you, at that time of night as well, I find.
Yes and no.
Yeah?
I don't know.
But then you go back to bed again around 4 o'clock and wake up about 6, 7-ish. And apparently these people reported feeling the most refreshed and on point they've ever felt in their life.
I have read about that before, but I guess the problem is that the working day doesn't work like that, does it?
No, obviously it can't work, but it shows that our bodies are still keyed to an earlier mode.
Yeah, and I think that was what the article that I read on the similar, if not the same study, was saying that if you can work for yourself and work from home, then this might be the best thing for you, because it won't matter what time of day you are operating at. But someone who works a 9 to 5 is never going to have the ability to do that, because they're only, it's going to be of detriment to them waking up in the morning to get in for 9 o'clock again if you're going to bed early, and then waking up for another 4 hours, and then sleeping 2 hours before
So
you need to be at
your
work.
me time would be midnight till 4, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be the only time you really get to yourself, because you come home from work, have dinner, go to bed.
Which is not, I suppose, necessarily a bad thing, because less people using the internet, so you can stream some Netflix. Other services are available.
Yes.
No good ones, but yeah, they are.
I just thought it was an interesting thing.
Now TV,
I've never
mate.
quite tried it myself, but I think I might.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I'm unemployed at the moment.
Let's say you can do it at the moment, can't you? So give it a go. Let us know how you feel.
Time on my hands.
Well, you could try out like that Bond villain from like shittest Bond film. The one with
which one's that?
The one with the invisible car.
Future a Kill?
No,
The one with Chris Falken.
no. The Die Another Day.
That's the one with
the invisible car.
the Welsh one.
Pierce Brosnan.
No, it's Pierce Brosnan.
His last one.
Oh yeah, that was pretty terrible.
Yeah. There was
Was that the ice one within the little ice?
Yes.
With the
thing?
Korean,
Yeah.
North Korean guy that looked like a ghost.
Yes, and he had diamonds embedded in his face.
Yes, he looked like a ghost.
And he only slept like he slept that he had some machine which he hooked up to. Like he slept like 10 minutes a night, and then once a month he like had some machine which he hooked up to and did like Odin sleep.
Why did
like,
he have diamonds encrusted in his face?
like I think Bond blew something up and all the diamonds got embedded there or some shit.
Why didn't he get them taken out?
Oh, I don't know, Dom.
They're in arteries, weren't they, Dom?
Look at
Something like that.
Look at the recipe for this film. Right, it was an aging Pierce Brosnan. I've got no problem with Brosnan Bond. GoldenEye is fucking fantastic.
GoldenEye.
But like, look at the rest of the recipe. You've got the lack of Desmond Llewellyn, replaced at this point by John Cleese. Nothing against John Cleese, but he ain't fucking Q.
He isn't.
Not
Q.
hashtag not my Q.
All right.
And then they had an invisible car.
Yes.
Well, the car was the biggest problem for me, because it went from Aston Martin to BMW when he started, and then it went back again. It was always Aston Martin, wasn't it? Well, there was one Lotus, wasn't there? But
Obviously, BMW were paying the big bucks.
Yeah,
of course they were, yeah. And it was when they had that fucking Z3 thing out. It was ugly.
Oof.
And that was in it, wasn't it? Loads.
So then, invisible car, Halle Berry, not good.
No.
She really went downhill after Catwoman.
Oh,
It's
and,
weird.
who did the theme song? Was it Madonna? I think it was Madonna.
Yeah, she did do a Vita Kill, yeah.
I can't even remember how it went.
That was a recipe for disaster, that film, wasn't it?
Another day.
Oh yeah, it was like a sort of
Like a dance thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a dancey thing.
Yeah.
When to me, Bond themes have to be big songs. I quite liked the last one Chris Cornell did.
That song is crazy catchy.
Yeah. But it was a big song. He's got a big voice.
Yeah, he has got a big voice. Yeah.
You know, like you got Shirley Bassey, people like that doing big Bond tunes.
Goldfinger.
He's the man with the Midas touch.
A spider's touch.
Such a
Cold finger.
Wow, wow, wow. Here you are in his web of sin.
Tell you what else is a really powerful,
But don't go.
powerful Bond theme verse. Tom Jones, Thunderball.
I can't remember that one.
He goes like, Thunderball.
Oh, yeah.
Don't remember that one.
Oh, put on big Bond themes on the way home.
Hey Siri, play Bond themes.
Oh, also that Paul McCartney Wings one as well. That's a good one.
Have you? Of course.
Live and let die.
Live and let die. Bow.
That was a tune.
Bow. Bow. Oh, live and let die. Bow. Ba-da-da. Da-da-da. He did that on stage recently at a festival last couple of years.
Just singing it like we did. He's just
Yeah.
on stage going, bow, bow.
No, but like this pyrotechnics were insane for it.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was like Isle of Wight festival.
It's
or
a song
something.
that calls for it, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
good song.
Big
It's a
pyro.
big tune. That. Anyway.
I find that quite disappointing about Bond films now. Like I've got no real problem with like people like Adele doing the Bond themes, because like I know they.
Which one did she do? Skyfall.
Yeah, the
She's got a big voice.
She has got a big voice, but I just find it like I don't know. Like when I listen, when I sort of think back about a lot of those Bond themes, like
There's
they kind of had like, and I know they're always sort of
Didn't
like
Sam Smith do the last one?
Yeah,
He did the last one?
I think he did do one.
Yeah.
Can't remember which one though.
Did you do Casino Royale? Quantum of
No,
Solace?
he did Quantum of Solace. I can't think how that goes.
I don't even like Quantum of Solace anyway. It's the worst out of the most recent
But
ones.
I mean, like, you know, they have
Skyfall is
they
the
kind of
best.
have a tendency to pick like, you know, some of the biggest sort of artists in the world, generally British. So I
Yeah.
don't know what they were doing with Chris Cornell, but you know, like bands like Duran Duran.
Yep.
A
Fucking-
View to a Kill. That's another odd one because it's not exactly in the same vein. But A View to a Kill isn't in the same vein as
No,
other
it's
Bond
not,
films as
no.
well.
That's the one with Christopher Walken.
Yeah,
isn't
and the
it?
giant blimp.
Yeah.
Mr. Bond. It's just one simple phrase. Oh, we were.
But yeah, like I don't think they have the same sort of pizzazz anymore. They're
No.
just sort of like now it's just like.
But their music doesn't have the same sort of pizzazz anymore. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of like I that's probably what it is, that they're just sort of general pop songs now with a
There's not a lot of glamour left in the world.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But
Like,
they can't go back to these people because like Tom Jones cannot sing anymore.
no, bless his heart. My mum went to see him at the cricket ground though.
Yeah.
Apparently he
I'm sure
did
he
okay.
still thrusts around.
He can still belt them out, but like just not as well as he used to.
Yeah.
I suppose.
I saw him at Party in the Park many, many years ago, probably like 2000.
Was he
something like
performing it? Was he just off his face on pills?
that. Ah, God knows. Probably a bit of both.
Wearing a bucket hat and raving to Chemical Brothers.
People were throwing their underwear in. Even in
Just as
2000.
he tried to get through the crowd.
Mama.
He did all the bangers.
So we've got to solve this problem. Do you
Yeah,
know what? I actually saw I think it was a Kickstarter or something for a product which is for this the other day, and it's a like a mat that you put by the side of your bed. And
Does it like rumble or something?
no, you put it by the side of your bed so the alarm goes off, and to stop the alarm from going off, you have to put your feet on it and put your sort of weight on it.
I feel like I'd make a complete
So
contraption.
you'd have to
just
get out of bed
fall
to
that.
stand on it.
So basically, you have to mostly, because the hardest part about actually getting up is the actual getting up. It's not the waking up part. It's actually getting up, because then that's the point where you start to feel sort of invigorated and like
sort of your
start
body's
to come
reactor
to.
online, sensors online,
Yeah,
all
so-
systems nominal moment.
The idea is that you have to get both legs.
Full
then,
system checks.
Yeah.
have to get both legs out of the bed and put it on there. But what was actually quite clever about it is that in order to turn the alarm off, because you think that you could just sort of like swing your legs out and stamp on it.
Yeah.
To actually turn the alarm off, you have to keep the pressure on there for like 30 seconds.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So your alarm's going off the whole time.
No, I think what it does is it silences the alarm when you put the pressure on it.
Right.
But then if you take your feet off within the 30 seconds,
It starts going
will
off again.
Start going
But
off.
when I wake up in the morning, I desperately need a wee.
Just wee on the mat.
I mean, the mat's waterproof, is it?
Well, I'll be honest with you. If you get up in the morning, you desperately need a wee, you're getting out of bed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But no, I normally would. I'd rather hold it than be uncomfortable and get out of bed. If you know what I mean? I'd rather stay in my warm duvet desperate for a wee than I would get out of my
No,
warm
mate.
duvet.
If I wake up in the morning and I'm desperate for a piss, which is most mornings now that I'm nearing 30,
I haven't started getting up in the night yet. But
That's
it will
what it
happen.
is. That's what it is. If Ross is over 30.
I get out of bed because I can't stand that
I'm
feeling.
technically mid-30s now, I think.
As Dan,
Yeah, I'm 34, aren't I?
34.
If
Lower mid 30s.
Low mid-30s, yeah.
You're only in your mid 30s when you go into 30, 35, 36, mid 30s.
Yeah, I'd say.
37 is almost late 30s. 38, 39 is late 30s.
I'm going to be 40 soon. That's fucking mental, isn't it?
Not that soon, mate.
I'm only a
6
kid.
years.
I'm only
Inside.
I'm only a kid.
I'm
innit?
just a poor boy.
Yeah.
You're only as old as you feel.
Oh, dear.
There you go. That's quite a good idea.
Can I only be as old as a woman, I feel, as the saying goes, because that works in my favour.
Yes.
May the odds be ever in your favour.
Yeah.
I thought the mat thing was quite a good idea, but
There are hacks for that.
It wouldn't be long before you find a way to, you'd just put a pair of shoes next to the bed.
There'd
wouldn't
be
you?
answers for
What about an intravenous adrenaline shot? So your alarm
So
goes
when you
off.
wake up in the morning, it just goes, whoa! And you just wake up going, ah! We're under attack!
Yeah.
That would be quite the rude awakening. I don't think it'd be very good for your brain either.
You'll probably still be screaming as you got to work. We're sitting down, down at your desk.
Were you making your cup of tea or coffee? Brushing your teeth. In the shower. Coming out the door in the car. This is the Today Show. Get into work. Morning job. Just about lunchtime, you just go.
The poor waveforms on my computer. Then just like, everything's just topping out. That's going to sound terrible.
Yeah. Put this exact podcast on as your alarm.
So no to the adrenaline shot. Is that what we're saying?
You know what? Always when I've had moments like that in the past, as I say, I'm not exactly known for them, but when I've had moments like that in the past, do you know what's always gotten me out of bed immediately?
What?
Remembering something.
Yes, I was about to say this. I was actually about to say
remembering something.
What do you mean remembering something? I remember something you had to do.
So, say
like for instance, the night before, say you were perhaps 3 sheets to the wind.
Yeah.
And you're unsure if you locked the downstairs door or you forgot to close the fridge or something like that.
Yeah.
Something of that nature. You provide your mind with something of that nature and that gets you going, whoa, fuck. You get up and you get out of bed and then you run downstairs.
Same as the other day. I had organised with Ross to... What did we organise? To podcast last week.
Oh, yeah.
So I set an alarm in the evening and the alarm didn't go off. So normally in the morning, it takes me like, an hour to sort of fully come to. I have a cup of tea, I take a shit, I have a little bit of a vape and that. But when I opened my eyes and saw that in 10 minutes time I was supposed to be meeting Ross, I am straight out of bed and I'm good to go.
Oh, did you guys record during the day, Leo?
Did an early one, yeah.
Early afternoon.
I'm not always good with early ones.
Ended up being about 10:30, 11, I think.
Yeah. Late morning. And yeah, things like that. Like, and at the moment we're sort of house/cat/dog sitting for Lauren, Auntie Bram,
and I will be next week,
and you will be next week. And their puppy usually they get up at sort of about, I think her sort of like feeding time. I need to go out for a wee time, and that is about 8 in the morning.
That's what I remember from my marching orders.
Which is kind of fine because during the week, because I'm up at 8 o'clock, before 8 o'clock most mornings anyway. But on Sunday, I had every intention of setting an alarm, but then didn't set an alarm. So Maddie rolled over on Sunday morning and said, "The dog's whimpering," and I just went, "Oh, she needs a wee."
Quick, otherwise we have to clean it.
And it was like, I was up. Maddie went down to actually sort of...
We have the best alarm clock in our house anyway, Nanook.
Yeah.
He howls at about 6:30 every morning.
Well, what I was going to say is that to combine sort of like, the actual physical process of something waking you up, because what I find is that sometimes I sleep through an alarm. If I'm in a really deep sleep, I sleep straight through the fucking thing.
What, it's going off and you're just not awake?
And I'll sleep through it. I can set 3 alarms and I have been known to wake up and look, and all 3 have gone through the alarm phase on my iPhone. And I've slept.
I've actually physically seen him sleep through an alarm.
Yeah.
I know, I'm a very light sleeper. The slightest noise is in the room and I'm up.
I'm deep, mate. I go down and that's it. But so, I mean, like the actual physical act of waking someone up, but I like the idea of like you're remembering something. So what I think is that maybe if you sort of like suspend like like you get like a rubber ball, like a plastic, like a rubber ball
from a ball gag,
from sort of a like a hard, like one of those hard ones that you had in
Why
school.
did you go with ball gag, Dom?
That's the first thing I thought of when I thought of those hard. I had to think of a hard red rubber ball.
Or you could have like a sort of a little hammer, which is going to come down and within 30 seconds of your alarm beginning to go off is going to hit you in the dick.
Yeah. So then when you wake up in the morning, you're like, "Fuck, I need to move."
You could, because like
that's true.
Because that's my biggest.
If I don't move,
my biggest problem is that I sometimes turn the alarm off and then I sit down and I think, oh, I'm just going to give myself a couple of minutes just to come to gently, But I'm much more effective if I just get up and go for it in the morning. I know that people always say that you need to just get up and out of bed. You need to set one alarm, and as soon as it goes off, get up, don't snooze it, don't do anything. That is the official medical advice. But I struggle with that because I'm 20 minutes before I actually need to get out of bed. So I think, well, I'll just take my fucking sweet time doing this.
See, what I always do, even if I'm feeling like shit, and Jem can attest to this, if I'm like, it's so comfortable, what I do is I just roll myself out the bed and fall on the floor.
I don't think it necessarily needs to be programmed to hit you in the dick every day, but like maybe on a randomizer function.
Oh, so you never know when it's going to hit you in the dick.
You never know the day, which is going to, within 20 seconds, bam, straight in the nuts.
Yeah.
Or in the tit for a woman.
Yeah.
Or in the face.
In the face, yeah.
And basically
Nothing,
on your conch.
I tell you what, nothing wakes the missus up like me dropping my phone on her face. I do that a lot. She's like laying on me or something, and I'm like looking at my phone over her shoulder every now and again. It slips, goes whap right in her face.
That happens to me a fair amount.
What, she does it to you, or you do it to her?
No, I do it to her.
I do it to her all the time.
You
I always
drop your phone on Matilda as well.
No, Jem. You know, you're just sitting there and you get comfortable, and maybe you're dropping off on the sofa.
Yeah.
And you just sort of let go of it, and or it will like whack her in like the top of the knee or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, it's quite a slap.
Up shin. That's where the ball can hit you. Because if I was constantly unaware, like
that's easily bruised though, isn't it?
In the back of my
Covered
mind,
in bruises.
You got to get out of bed, mate.
If in the back of my mind I was about to get hit in the shin or hit in the balls or anything, it needs to be targeted, wouldn't it? Because you move around in your sleep.
Any soft and sensitive area.
Yeah. But like, you imagine like your alarm goes off and you sort of, just as you gently open your eyes, you look up and you see like a big red ball or some sort of hammer-like device.
Baboon's
Every
arse.
morning you're just going to think, okay, move.
Yeah. Time to go.
I like that.
And then you get out of bed, the missus rolls over onto your side like they always do. Bam!
Well, that's their fault.
Yeah.
They know it's
It
there.
would need to be. It needs to be like your drone. Like when you set the alarm, it has to lock onto you and needs to
know
follow
that you've left.
Follow your movements throughout the night to position itself accordingly to the.
Oh, yeah, because you
best
move
position.
in the night. So, yeah you're not going to be stock still, are you?
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Locked onto your shins.
Like
/ nuts.
properly targeted as well. So like, you know, if you're laying on your front, you think you've bypassed it,
But it's
and
just
it somehow manages to fire just to that little half centimetre of testicle, which is hanging below
Your
the
arsehole.
sort of the arse area, and it just nicks it. They're the worst.
Oh, that'd be real bad.
That-
I accidentally
that'd
did
be
that
a bad way to wake up.
up. So he was bending over on the floor like stroking the dog.
I'm so glad I don't have a brother.
And I just came up behind him and I just like went to punt him in the arse, but my foot went flat and sort of curved underneath and proper clipped him in the nuts.
Just clipped it.
And he was just like, whoa, on the floor, and it was a real creeper.
Yeah, they are. But I would get out of bed every morning. I mean, I feel like I'm doing sort of like mankind a disservice by suggesting a device which actively aims for your
There's nut taps.
balls.
Yeah.
But I think that getting out of bed in the morning is a really big problem.
It's important.
It is.
People should. That flies back.
Yeah.
That
It's back from the
motherfucker.
dead. Or back from half an hour ago.
Or it's his mate looking for him.
Yeah, it could be.
Out
Dave,
for a
where's
Wednesday.
Dave? Dave, where are
Alan,
you?
Alan.
No.
It's out for a Wenge.
Hmm?
Revenge.
Oh, Revenge, yeah.
Revenge.
Revenge.
Should we wrap up?
Yes. We need to come up with a name.
We do need to come up with a name.
Oh, what have we talked about? Many things.
Snooze sack tap.
Snooze sack tap.
Snooze snack tap.
Sack tap.
Snack tap.
Snack?
Yeah.
Sack attack. No, Sue's sack tap. Snooze. I have a little.
Sneaky sack attack.
Snoozy snack. Snoozy. Why do I keep saying snack?
I can't say it about snack.
Snoozy sack attack.
Snooze sack attack.
Yeah.
Snoozy sack attack or
Yeah.
snooze sack attack.
That's difficult to say, isn't it? I'm easy with either.
Snoozy sack attack?
Snoozy.
Yeah.
I like snoozy snack.
Fucking hell. It can't be said. It cannot be
Say
done.
that 5 times fast.
Snoozy sack attack.
Snoozy sack attack. Snoozy sack attack. Snoozy sack attack. Snoozy sack. Last one.
Fucked it.
That has been Snicks this week. We'll be back on Monday with the news that sticks. In the meantime, send us your first world bloody problems, like Jamie Linney. If you can't get out of bed in the morning, let us know.
And all their chums.
With Jamie Linney, how would it know the difference?
You can't even say Jamie Linney anymore.
It's Jamie Linney's. How would it know the difference between his testicle and his head?
Because he's bald.
Because his head's not attached to his crotch.
Okay, it's that clever, is it?
Oh yeah,
clever.
It's fun. My voice is fucked now. I need to turn off and turn back on again before that will go away.
Yeah, because it's proper. It needs to track you. It needs to track
your nuts at all times.
No, yeah, because otherwise, it might hit you in the arse. Because it needs to know that if
could go in,
if it's not going to be able to get you in the dick,
that's not a good idea.
Then it needs to get you in the head or the shin or the toe.
Somewhere tender.
Oh yeah, fall down right on the end of your big toe.
Oh, like a toaster.
Wrap it up.
Horrible.
Yes, that's what you would need to wrap it up after that.
God, dear, it's like thinking of different torture devices.
Send us your first world problems. Go to our website. See if it. No, it's not that at all. It's the Stickitpod.
Are
we all having like? Oh my God! Are we all having a group stroke?
That snoozy sack attacks really fuck with our minds.
Oh my God!
Because we can say that now, but we can't say other things.
I can't say anything else. Head to stickitpod.com and that's got all of the links to our social media on there, our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitter, our YouTube. And you can get in contact either through the site or by sending us an email at flingit@stickitpod.com.
Got that one right.
Well done, mate.
Thank you. This has been See If It Sticks this week. We'll be back on Monday. I've been Dan.
I blame you that.
And Sniz Nos.